So the month of March is in the rear view mirror for us now, and we're starting off April with yet another PlayStation sale. And it's even better than the previous one. All right.
Okay.
So Sony is officially launching the PlayStation Spring Sale. And as far as my opinion on these deals,
pretty good. Pretty. Pretty good.
According to PlayStation.blog, the sale will refresh on April 15th, and the sale will officially end on the 28th. If you head over to the site, which I will leave a link in the description below, you can see a lot of the games all neatly compiled for you to see some of the sales and what they are, and it even includes a list of some of the movies available as well. If you're looking to expand your library right now for your PlayStation 4, there's a lot of content to choose from. So for this video, I have decided to just basically pick a handful of games that I find interesting and games that I find worth getting. I'll talk about those games for a little bit, and then similar to the last PlayStation sale video I did, I will show you how to get the best deal possible, and as well as introduce some things you might want to think about or consider during this sale. So in no particular order, let's get started with the first game, Death Stranding. Now Death Stranding is the most recent title developed by the legendary game designer Hideo Kojima. In Death Stranding you play as a character named Sam Bridges, and honestly if I were to give this game an unfair overgeneralization, you're basically like a glorified Amazon Prime delivery boy, and this whole narrative and this weird world kind of unfold around you as you play. I know I'm being super vague about this game, but I do think it's best to go in blind. This game stirred up a lot of controversy because when it launched, it was met with a lot of critical praise as well as a lot of criticism. There didn't seem to be much of a middle ground. It seemed to mostly be you either thought the game was amazing and a genre-defining experience, or you thought it was a boring slugfest that just wasn't a fun experience at all. The main reason why I'm recommending this game is because of its uniqueness as a game, as well as the fact that, although it is rumored to come to PC in the future, it is primarily a PS4 exclusive, and I think having this game into your collection is a great game to add, especially with it being half price. You know, a lot of people aren't really sure what to expect with this game when they first pick it up, and $60 is a lot to ask for a unique thought experiment of a game. But with an asking price of $30 for this sale, I definitely think it's worth picking up. Next up is a game that I will never stop recommending, and that's The Witcher 3, the Complete Edition. Now, if you've been following us on social media or have watched any of our content in the past, you have probably been able to pick up the fact that I love The Witcher 3. It's a fantastic open-world RPG game filled with lots of handcrafted quests, each one feeling more unique than the last. And the fact that the Complete Edition is on sale for only $15 on this spring sale, it's definitely worth getting. The DLC is some of the best that I've ever played and extends the original vanilla copy even further. If you haven't picked this game up yet, I highly recommend that you do so. Then next up on the list, we have God of War for just $15. Now, a lot of you out there have probably already played God of War, but if you haven't, you owe it to yourself to play this game. This is probably my favorite title for the PlayStation 4, or at least it's definitely in my top 3. This is an absolutely wonderful game developed by the folks at Santa Monica Studios. There's plenty of awesome combat and fighting to be had in this game, but what really engrossed me with this game was the story between the father and son dynamic. The relationship that Kratos and Atreus have. If you enjoy games like The Last of Us with a really heavy story element to it, this game is a 100% must-buy, and at $15 you can't go wrong with that. This next game's a bit older compared to the other games on this list, but given the price point and just how good of a game it is, I definitely recommend it. This game is Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain. So I absolutely love the Metal Gear series. Well, except for Survive, but we don't talk about that. I want to say right off the bat, if you have not played any of the Metal Gear Solid games, you can still easily jump into this game with little to no issues in terms of following the story. It's an excellent third-person stealth action game, and as far as we know, it is the final chapter in the Metal Gear Solid series. If you haven't played this game, I definitely recommend getting it because right now it's on sale for just $3.99, and Personally, I had a lot of fun with this game. As a Metal Gear fan, even though this game wasn't everything that I wanted it to be, for just $4, this game is totally worth it. For PSVR fans, the next game is Arizona Sunshine, and you can pick that up for $10. Alright, so I'm going to be completely honest here, I have not actually played Arizona Sunshine. That being said, I still recommend this game because of its price point and for the vast amount of recommendations that I have personally gotten to play this game, as well as pretty much everyone that I've seen online who owns a PSVR pretty much recommends this as like the #1 game to get. It's an FPS zombie apocalypse game with full PlayStation Move support as well as support for the PlayStation aim controller. This game has a full-fledged campaign. It also has co-op for co-op campaign, or you can play in the endless horde mode. There's tons of videos out there reviewing this game. Given the high recommendations that I've heard, $10 price point right now, it's definitely worth checking out for yourself. If you're looking to get your Star Wars fix, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is now available for just $36. If you're like me, you've been pretty disappointed with the content that you've seen come out from EA in regards of the Star Wars video games. But you could imagine my surprise when Jedi Fallen Order came out and it wasn't loaded with pay-to-win mechanics, there's a single-player story-driven campaign, and it was actually fun. Right now it's 40% off for the spring sale. For a relatively new game like this, that's an absolutely steal of a deal. Alright, so for those of you who have not seen my last PlayStation sale video, or even my Steam sale video that I did a while back, this is something that I definitely recommend doing when you're looking for games that you are interested in picking up during a sale. The website is psdeals.net, and you can make an account if you wish to do things like make a wish list or have it send you notifications whenever a game you are interested in goes on sale. But for now, we're going to go ahead and just search manually. And there's one thing I do want to kind of talk about as far as whenever these sales come up, it's always pretty easy for us to get that sort of fear of missing out mentality. And whenever there's a sale on a game, we just kind of want to buy it right away because we think that there might not be a better deal later down the road. So one thing I always like to watch for, we'll go ahead and first search for a game. So you click on the search icon here, and just as an easy example, we'll go ahead and do The Witcher 3. Alright, so we're on The Witcher 3 Complete Edition. That's on sale for $14.99, as we can see here. And what we want to look at is this graph here. Now, if you are, say, interested in getting The Witcher 3 and you're worried about, missing out on this sale and worried that this is the best price that it'll be at and you're going to have to jump on it now, you can safely say, or you can safely bet that this game will definitely go on sale again, and you're definitely not going to miss out on this current sales price, because right now we see April 1st it's at $14.99 for both PlayStation Plus members and non-PlayStation Plus members. And if we look in the past at every other big sale, like the previous March sale that they had, as well as Christmas sales and New Year's sales, that sort of thing, it always seems to drop to that $14.99 price. So if you are, on the fence of just holding out a little bit longer for The Witcher 3, although I personally would recommend you pick it up because it's an amazing game, you are definitely safe to hold off, because next time there's a sale, and there definitely will be a sale in the future, as we can see by this chart, as it does go on sale a decent amount of times, it'll always drop down to at least that $14.99 price range. So you are safe there. And let's take one more look at another example. Okay, so just for another example here, we're going to go ahead and look at The Last of Us Remastered Edition. And one thing we can kind of see here is that the game does seem to go on sale a relatively decent amount, but what we see here is that it is currently $14.99 as of April 1st, and if we were worried about, waiting to get the absolute best deal possible, odds are it could potentially go even lower, because as we can see here, from November 24th to about December 3rd, the price stayed at $10, whereas now it's $14.99. Now granted, there is some bit of gambling and guesswork here, because you don't know exactly what the sales are going to be, but you can use these graphs and these charts to kind of make your best educated guess as far as when is the right time to buy and when is not the right time to buy. You know, it's your money, and there's a lot of games out there worth getting, so kind of making your own priorities as far as your wish list goes is pretty essential as far as trying to save as much money as you can. And with that being said, when it comes to using this website, I would recommend making an account and just, you know, you can make your own wish list with these games and have it notify you whenever the price drops. And then whenever it does, you can quickly go back to the page of the game and then basically check the graph and just basically make sure that the deal is good or not. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps it up for this video. Thank you so much for checking out the video and checking out the channel. I hope this video was helpful for you. A lot of people seem to really like these kind of sales videos. The Steam one that I did, as well as the last PlayStation sale video that I did on this, really seemed to resonate with a lot of people. So thank you so much for the support and all the wonderful feedback that you've given. If you want me to keep doing these types of videos, be sure to let me know in the comments, or simply leaving a like is a great way to help support a small channel like ours to get seen by the YouTube algorithm. If you like this type of content and you want to see more like it, maybe consider subscribing and ringing that notification bell icon. We release videos every Monday and Friday, as well as do live streams every Wednesday here on YouTube. Feel free to keep in touch with us on social media like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Lastly, I'd love to hear about what your thoughts on this sale are. What games are you interested in picking up? Any and all thoughts I would love to hear in the comments section down below. But that about wraps it up for me, everybody. Thanks again so much for watching this video and checking out the channel. My name is Blake, and for all things tech, games, movies, and other nerdy things in between, be sure to subscribe to Digital Cynics. Have a good one, everyone. We'll see you Monday.